Hi. Welcome everyone to Simplified Accounting with Cheryl. Today we have Suzette Galyean on with us and we're going to talk rentals. Suzette's been doing this for a bit. This is one of the things that we have not talked about, maybe just a tad bit here and there, but I know nothing about this. So I am completely excited to find out about this revenue stream and see how, maybe some of the rest of us can get involved with it. Suzette, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you, Cheryl?
I am great. It's so good to see you. We
It's
haven't
so
chatted
good.
in so long.
Yes, I agree. I agree. It's so nice to see you as well.
So, tell us about what you've got going on with this rental revenue stream.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all, and thanks everybody for watching and welcome. Like Cheryl said, my name is Suzette Galyean, and I have a few things going on that we would like to talk about with Cheryl and whoever is interested, because I'm ready to talk with whoever is interested to hear, is ready to listen. So yeah, we this market, it's been a little crazy, so things have been selling way above market, but they're then at the same time they're talking about a crash that's coming. All we think about is, man, 2007, 8, 9, back in the days when the last one happened, a lot of people were affected, and what are we going to do? Are we prepared? And that's my main question for everybody. Are you prepared for the next crash? What are you going to do with your income? Is your W 2 income steady enough and strong enough that you know it will be there for the next crash or through the next crash, right?
Great.
And the next downturn in this economy. But why not having a plan B and C in the same working? Because, sometimes we think, okay, it doesn't matter what happens, my W 2 job will be there. Well, a lot of people were surprised to know that no, it was not as they thought they were. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to find yourself starting from scratch in an economy that is completely down. It's a lot harder than starting now, where the economy is still good, and it's still like very unstable, but you can still start today. The best way to start was 10 years ago, but hey, the next best day to start is today.
Great.
So yeah,
We all got a pretty big surprise when COVID hit and a lot of people lost their jobs.
a lot
They
of
were
people,
no longer
yeah.
able to work where they were. The businesses closed down. A lot of businesses
Hmm.
never came back. So yeah, we're in a completely different world now, and revenue streams, multiple revenue streams, are much more important. And
Absolutely.
I was talking to my husband yesterday, and a lot of the younger people coming into the workforce nowadays, they've got it. They've got it figured out because of COVID. They've figured out that they don't have to go to a regular 9 to 5, 7 to 3 type job. They figured out that they can do gig work, that they can have multiple income streams, and that they can actually live a better life or better
Hmm.
quality of life and have, a nice income coming in and not have to be tied down to a job, to a
Hmm.
regular
Hmm.
traditional
Nine to
job.
five. Yep. Hmm. Yes, you can have a 9 to 5 at home now
Right.
and make much better money than going out and dealing with traffic and dealing with people that you might not want to see every day.
Ain't that the truth?
Hey, at home we like each other, kind of. If not, we just stay in our lane.
Right? Go shut the door.
Exactly. And hey, we still make money. It's true. A lot of people found out that staying home was a better, and now you don't have to go through traffic. That was a big talk back in the days. Like, people that have to travel an hour, 2 hours through heavy traffic. It's bad health for their health.
Yes.
And they get to work so worked out because so many people cut them off, and people weren't moving fast enough, or people were too, there's always something going on, so they get to work too worked out, and then now time to go home. and they're trying to relax from work, but they have to face the same thing. They get home still worked out from work and now the traffic. And then what is the quality of life at that point? So, yes, after we worked at home, we realized there's many things that you could do from home. And hey, have your W-2 job. And even if you have to go and commit a couple of days a week, still much better now that it was back in the days. But like you said, a lot of people were affected. And now a lot of those jobs are gone too. Now the big companies, now you have a lot of competition too. Not a lot of people hitting that workforce. And then the people that were in the 50s, 60s, now they find themselves with no job. Now they have to compete with the
Right.
20-year-olds. And they're saying, you hear them talk all the time. I cannot compete with a 20-year-old because they're going to be able to pay them more than they will pay me because of my experience. They're overqualified for a lot of these jobs and they don't want to work for less money. I mean, why would they,
Right.
right?
Right.
And that's why having your passive income along with your active income is so important because what happens with the active income, you don't have like a 100% of control. With the passive income, you have a lot more control than you would with an active income. And with the passive income, you decide how many passive income you like to have. I think it was Warren Buffett or somebody that says that it's good to have about 7 different streams of income. You don't, what does that mean? Not 7 jobs. He didn't say go
Right.
find yourself 9, 7, 9 to 5 jobs. He says stream of income is totally different. So absolutely, it's better to find yourself a passive income that you know your money's working for you, that your money's not stable because when the money likes to work, the money's busy. And when you don't put it to work, it runs away to where the action is. And you want them to run back to you, to your pocket, not all the way to somebody else.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's part of what we do. We love to have people that like to have, they love their job, their W-2 jobs. They don't want to let it go, and it's fine. But start working with your passive income as well. Have a passive income going where you know it's going to give you some good returns, or maybe start as a little bit slow now, but it eventually is going to pick up to the point that maybe your passive income surpasses your income. Now is your decision. Do you want to continue the passive income or do you want to continue your active income? Why?
Right.
And as in a tax environment, like which one you get better benefits,
Right.
right? Not with the active income because now you've been taxed to the max if you're a single person, or now you have to find all these deductions with the passive income. I can't talk about taxes. You tell me about taxes.
Well, that's one of the next things that I figure after we've talked, then I can do another video that will kind of hit on those things and how we can use the passive income from what you're doing and relieve our tax burden, because
Mhm,
we always need to look for ways to lessen the tax burden legally. But
mhm,
there's a lot of legal area there that we can walk in. So yeah, I having the W-2 is always great, but you've got that steady income coming in, and you can
mhm,
count on it. But having the multiple revenue streams like you were talking about is really the only safe way to go. And when you have those things, or when you have your own business, there's a lot of things that you can use to reduce your taxes. So
mhm,
over and above what you have with your W-2.
mhm.
So
And it would be good to mention also for people who doesn't know what is the difference between active income and passive income, right? So
right.
active income is your job, your W-2 income is active income. Why do they call it active income? Because you work for it. You got to trade hours for dollars and you got to report yourself to your boss and your boss tells you what to do. So you're working for that money. Passive income, you put the money, you don't park it, you put the money in an investment, and that investment grows your income from that because you're not working it. It's like a book. When you do sign a book, you get those residual income. That residual income is passive income because you're not working for it. You worked once and now you're reaping those benefits of that work. Same thing with an investment property. Sometimes you do have to work. When you have real estate, you do work for that money. However, is an investment property still considered a passive income? Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that lovely? I love real estate.
And there are ways to make real estate property a passive income if that's what you choose, or to make it active income even without working in it, in order to be able to take more deductions, higher deductions. So, you passive income, you typically get less deductions available to you, but that's okay too because there's always ways to get those deductions back in there with
Hmm.
with other revenue streams. So,
Absolutely. If you are taxed for whatever active income you did while doing the passive income, you still can find other deductions from other passive income. Absolutely. And that's the benefit of having real estate because when you have real estate, and it doesn't mean let's buy a house and become a landlord, right? Because if you're a landlord, yes, that is active income. You're still working it. You want to buy an investment, property investment. And a lot of the ways that we do is we use um, an investor, and this investor buys this house. Now, this investor becomes the bank. You're the bank. Have you ever looked at your amortization schedule from a bank?
mhm.
So now imagine instead of that heading on that statement, instead of having any traditional bank, what if it has your company in it? Now you're reaping those benefits. Okay, you're not
Mhm.
working active in that investment property because you're not out there swimming. No, you're not finding a rental. You're not fixing it. You're not doing absolutely anything but collecting a paycheck, collecting a monthly uh, revenue on that statement, on that property, investment property.
Okay.
What are you going to do now? What are you going to do with that money? You reinvest it. You reinvest it. Go find another property that you're going to do the same. Now you're only the bank. And now there's many other ways to go, right? Because that's the beauty of real estate. It's like a tree. You get a branch, and that branch can split in three or four other branches, right? We don't want to go down that each rabbit hole too much because I don't want to confuse everybody.
Right.
But there is many possibilities. The best thing is to sit down with somebody who's currently doing it, that's been doing it for a while. I don't have all the answers, right? But I have a coach. I have people next to me that are always looking out. And when I have a question, I find myself, oh, did I do something wrong? Or if I do something wrong, they help me correct it. If I do something right, okay, then they'll tell me, okay, now how are you gonna move that up? And they help me think it for myself, but at the same time, they're helping me when I find myself in those situations, like, oh, what am I supposed to do now? Oh, the tenant is doing this. What am I supposed to do now? I don't like being a landlord, honestly, because I don't like those calls at 2 in the morning. Hey, my toilet is clogged. Can you fix it? Oh, I got myself locked out of the house. Can you? No. So, what we like to do is when we buy those houses, those investment properties, now we sell them to families who are looking to become homeowners, but have gone to the traditional bank and they have been denied.
Right.
Or the job is a 1099, it's not a W 2. Now, what do? The bank says, no, you're too risky. We welcome them. We welcome them because there's a lot of good people out there that has good deposit, has good credit, and even if the credit is not good, we still can help them. They're business owners. They're ready to move into to their own home, but
Hmm.
unfortunately, the traditional banks are not helping them. So we're helping them become homeowners, and we're helping this investor gets its own money. You know what I mean? That so they
Okay.
don't have their money stuck in the stock market, and because it's very volatile right now. It goes up and down, and you lose this money, and you gain a few, and then you lost a lot. But you cannot go to the bank. Hey, I have this money in stock market. Can I get a loan? No, the bank will never give you a loan. But if you have a portfolio of three or four houses, Now you can go to the bank, and the bank look at you. Come on, sit over here, Mr. Smith. Let's talk. You have some certain point because they also are getting a little tricky, but it's easier when you have an investment property to go to the bank and say, "Hey, I need this money. I need to repair this property. I need to do this," and they look at the income. Okay, how much income is going to bring you? It's going to bring me this. Okay, so sometimes you can get a lot more money that way. You pay back your bills on time, and you do what you need to do. The bank, I can't say all the time because there's picky banks out there too. But for the most part, when you have all the investors that all the people that have money, for example, in their bank accounts that are just out there gaining what? How much money are the bank paying from savings account right now?
It's
0%.
it's low, right? Yeah.
Hey, so what if you're making now 3 or 4% in that money? Hey, what? So yes, it's helping. It helps this family become homeowners, but it's also helping these investors with money stuck in the stock market or somewhere else. It's backed up by an actual property, so it's a lot better than having money in the stock market where you have no control. The property you do. The property is insured. If it burns down to the ground, if it burns down to the ground, the adjuster gets the not the adjuster, the insurance. Now I'm mixing conversations here. The the property is insured, therefore the investor will get paid. So they have not lost anything. You know what I mean? We
Right.
rebuild all over again. Let's do it all over again, and that's what you want. Some kind of investment that you have some control or most control. Well, I would say all the control to determine what's going to happen. What's your exit strategy? You want to rent it forever? You want to sell it as an owner financing when now you are not a landlord. Now you only collect that payment. And if they don't pay, just get them out, put somebody new in there.
Right.
You don't call the bank, hey, my toilet doesn't work. Can you fix it? Nope. You don't call the bank, says, hey, you know what? I locked myself out. You don't. And what you do as an investor, you do the same thing. Do an amortization schedule. And instead of now the traditional bank making that money, now you're making it yourself as a passive
Okay.
income. What do you think? How does that sound?
Oh, it sounds wonderful. I'm trying to figure out how much money I need to get involved and what can I do and how do I move forward? Because it sounds like um, going through what you have going on, I would just kind of be providing the money and maybe into a pool or something, and then I don't actually have to do any of that other stuff that you were talking about. Is that
That's a great
true?
question. That is a
Okay.
great question. Yes, that's a great question. No. So, what I do personally, um, let's say you don't have to have the money all the time. It depends what you're looking for. Some people have great credit, but they don't have the money to start a their own investment property, but they have good credit. Okay, so now you can come with us. You can get a loan, right? Because you have good credit. You get a loan. Now this house becomes your asset, right? Now I help you finding the person that's going to buy it from you. I help you seeing what's the repairs, analyzing the deal. Where okay, let's see what is your plan and what are you trying to do with this investment? Do you want to hold it for a long time? Do you want to hold it for 5 years? And again, once you open that door and you're in there, many more doors will open. Because again, like I said, the state is you start one branch and it just splits again and again and again. So
Hmm.
once you're in there and you start doing this and you start discovering, oh, you can use your money for this too, and you can use your money for that too. Perfect. But let's start with one step at a time. Let's see
Right.
what you have. Let's see what you would like to do. So you either have the time, or you have the money, or you have the credit, or you have the experience. We put all this together, right?
Okay.
What do you have? You have credit or you have the money. Okay, so how much money do you have? How much money would you like to invest out of that? Let's look at something that is related to that. We don't like to put for one property, we don't like to put more than one investor. That keeps things very confusing. What we do is we okay, depending on the money that you can, or if you have the credit and how much do you get approved. Okay, so let's go out get a house that will be in that number, but that will be just your property. Now, if we're doing a commercial property, yeah, we can do a syndication where we have multiple investors, but that's just way ahead, ahead of our schedule. But right now, to start today, for example, it will be just to sit down. Okay, what is it that you're trying to do? What would you like to do? Where do you see yourself in a year or 2 years? How much money do you want to invest? Or do you want to use your credit in a deal where now again you're making that difference, right? You're going to buy the house for this price and the bank is going to give you this. So that's part of what we look at, right? We take a look at all those things. Now we put you in a situation where it's going to help you. We're not going to put you in a situation that's going to hurt you because we're going to be working right there with you, right? And we all going to have to invest something, our time, our money, our credit, but we're all investing something, right? And
Okay.
that's what we, because you don't want somebody that's going to just sit there and do nothing and then reap the benefits, right? No, we're all going to work together. What is it that we're bringing to the table? We're bringing to the table, again, money, or time, or experience, or credit. We look at all those things. What is it that we have? Let's sit down, let's put a plan together. If we all agree to that plan, fantastic. We move forward. Now we put a plan together. We're going to find the house that is going to be within these numbers. Then we find an owner or our tenant that wants to become a homeowner, and we're going to sell them this house with option to buy or a lease option or a rent to own, right? That's what is known, either rent to own or agreement for deed, which is the same as owning the property, just that we're going to hold off that deed until it's completely paid off, right?
Right.
Then we're making the passive income. They
Hmm.
don't call us at 2 in the morning. Hey, I'm locked out of my house. Hey, my toilet this. Hey, my. And another thing that I bring to the table is the experience that I have as a licensed public adjuster. We're going to make sure that they're properly covered. If something happens to the property, now we know we're completely covered. You know what I mean? That we have the proper coverage that the house will be repaired if it gets damaged, or if it gets burned down to the ground, it's going to be properly rebuilt.
Okay.
And we
Well, this.
teach that also to the new homeowners. They learn that. They learn to read their policy. They learn so that way they know they're properly covered as well. So we're protecting them and protecting the investment, and protecting the investor.
We're going to have to do a whole nother video on that because I'm going to tell you all what Suzette and sat down with myself and my husband and blew our minds. The story we've got within our own house that we could tell, that's a whole nother video. But we'll definitely do that because that
Yes,
was
yes,
fantastic information. You helped us out so much with that. So I would love to be able to share that story and share your experience
yes,
with the
yes,
public
absolutely.
adjuster side of things
Yes,
um,
yes, absolutely.
on a future call. So we'll have to plan that one out. So what would we do? What would be the next thing? Would we reach out to you
Hmm.
and have a meeting?
Yes, absolutely.
What's the next step?
We can
Or
do a
how
Zoom
will we?
meeting. Yeah, we
Okay.
can do a Zoom meeting, or we can do a phone call, or we can meet somewhere, or have lunch, or coffee, or a drink. It don't matter. Hey, 5 o'clock somewhere, everywhere.
Right.
We can have a drink, we can have lunch, we can have anything and sit down and talk about it. Yeah, we need to find out exactly what is it that you're trying to do to see how we can help. And
Okay.
if I can't help, we find somebody that can help, right? Because I don't have all the answers. I'm not claiming to have all the answers. I'm not claiming to know it all because I don't know it all. And I might know how to do some things, but I might not have the experience yet. But I know people who does. Yeah, right.
Right.
We always have somebody, a support system, which is what makes this industry so wonderful. You have the right people next to you. You have the right people, uh, that's helping you be successful. And that's the same way you want your friends to be successful as well. And all your network business owners. I love the local business owners. Let's help these business owners take that business, to another level,
Right.
because it's sad when we're seeing right now with these small businesses being so attacked and left out in the dry. It's sad. So yeah, let's help each other. We're And another thing that is very important. I don't know if you've read the news. Um, I can't remember where I saw it, but anyway, you can Google this and you can find it anywhere. There's a big company called Blackstone. This company is buying all the real estate that they want to buy. Why are they doing that? They got the money because they got
Mm-hmm.
people behind them. Why are they
Right.
doing that? Because they want to take all little investors or smaller investors like us. They don't want us to become their competition. They buy all these houses. Now they rent them out. But because they bought it so high, now they got to rent it how? They got
It's
to rent
high.
it really high. Who can afford that? People are not working nowadays. People are not doing certain things. How can they afford that rent? I hear that all the time. Oh my God, the rent is going up so high. Why? People are stop buying because these big companies are buying this all these houses, and now people are left up with renting, but they can't even afford to rent,
Right.
and they're not fixing their houses. I guarantee you, they're not gonna fix your house once you call them. Hey, I'm locked away. They're gonna say your problem. Your problem. Go fix your own toilet. Go do your thing. And if you destroy the home, they don't care. They don't care either. They don't care. So at the end, what's going to happen? Those houses are going to be deteriorated. The value on the houses around it are going to go down.
Right.
Who's going to buy a house then? Those people's investment in their own primary home is also going to go down. They're not going to be able to sell the house because now they have three houses in their own street that are abandoned or not taken care of, and now you want
Right.
to get out of there and you can't because nobody wants to buy the house because of your neighborhood. So, and it's sad because that's happening more often than not. When people have to buy their sell their home, are you selling it to a local person who's going to live there, or are you selling it to a big corporation like them who will turn your house into a high rental?
That's going
So
to end
let's
up being trashed and not taken care of and bring property values down overall.
We see that in the projects, right? The projects is
Hmm.
managed by who?
Right.
So if they also bring their inexperience to the housing market, it's going to affect everybody. Because people think,
Sure.
I just sell it. Okay, you sell it if you can't sell it. Because now you still have to pay a mortgage that is high up here because you bought it at the high market.
Hmm.
You bought it right above, way above market. You pay the extra money up front. Now you have no equity to sell. You
Right.
got no earnings. That's what happened. That's what happened in 2009. People left their houses. I cannot pay for it. I cannot take it. The bank is taking those houses back, doing nothing with them. Nothing with them. We saw houses
That's
that were
true.
still houses that sat there and ended up getting squatters. A lot of times getting squatters in there who don't care for
Mhm.
their house, obviously. So who's suffering? The homeowner that lives next door. I don't like that. When you have a house that you want to sell, please don't just run away and leave it. Call somebody like us, local people who are willing to work directly with you, the current homeowner, and the ones that want to come and buy it too. Because it's sad when the homeowner cannot afford it no more. They lost their job or they got sick, something happened. Their circumstances change. Now they have to run. What are you gonna do? Please don't run away and leave the house to nobody. Call somebody like us, and we'll definitely help with that situation. We buy houses where we take over the payment, the current payment, even if it's high. We look at the whole situation, but please don't just run away and just
Right.
leave the house there for the bank to take back and do absolutely nothing with it. But in the
Right.
meantime, they're making money on you. They're making money on your property. Because the bank doesn't lose, the bank has an insurance on the property. It
Right.
doesn't matter how much money you've paid on the property, the bank will get paid the entire amount of the loan. And guess what? They take the house from you. So they got the original money when we paid, when we bought the house. They got the house back, plus they have the insurance money. So is it fair?
And they have a
Is it?
tax break.
And and is it fair for
No,
them to make all that money while we're the ones that are struggling, and we're the ones that are trying to do some, this new generation, they need to, they want to buy a house, but they can't
right.
afford it. They can't afford it, so they got to be at home living with mom and dad until their 50s, or they're able to, we don't want that. We don't want that either. As a parent. So there are solutions. My point is, there are solutions that we can bring to the table for the need. Let's sit down and let's talk about what your situation is. And let's put a plan together where we're going to help you as the seller. We're going to help the buyer. We're going to help the investor, and we help everybody. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And guess who's not happy? Maybe the government,
The
maybe
bank.
the bank. Well, we're
Just
okay
the
with that.
bank.
Are you okay with that?
Just the bank.
I'm okay.
And I'm
Yeah,
fine with that.
yeah.
Because the government's still going to get theirs.
Hmm.
You
Yep,
know, I
yep.
mean, it's, yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, if we help people get off their situation, but they don't know. A lot of times they don't know. And then they get bombarded by other people saying, just sell me your house. And they're like, well, I can't sell the house. I can't. Like, we've seen this a lot where the sellers, or the person that currently owns the house, they can't call a real estate agent because the house needs repairs. They don't have the money to repair it. Now they call the real estate agent. The real estate agent is telling them, well, you got to fix this, so I
Right.
can list your house, so it can sell for this much. Okay, I got no money for that. How am I
Right.
supposed to do that? So, and if I fix the house, then I have no money to pay the real estate agent. But if I don't fix the house, then I might have to pay the commission for the real estate agent. But if my house doesn't get fixed, it cannot sell for high. So I might still not even have money to pay the commission for the agent. What do they do? Nothing. They don't do nothing. One thing that I always like to tell the real estate agents is like, if you see you're going to list a home that you see some damages, water damages, roof problems, don't put pictures. Like, I've seen some of these pictures online with roof problems, like shingles are missing. Oh, but the seller doesn't have a way to fix the roof. They don't have the money. Okay, then call your public adjuster, because they might be able to get you some roof. Get that seller a roof that, if they can fix the roof, sell the house for a better price. I'm not saying that's going to be the case, right? It's
Right.
all case
Right.
by
Because
case
if it's
basis.
just age, obviously that's not going to get paid by the insurance. But if it was damage, storm damage, then yeah. But
Exactly.
that's where a public adjuster comes in to help you understand what
Exactly.
your insurance is able to legally do.
Exactly. Now you fix the house, and now you can sell it. You can sell it at a premium, or not. Keep the money and sell it as is and keep walking. Your
Right,
decision. I'm
right.
not saying that that's the wise thing to do. I would say better, hey, just fix it and sell it at a
I,
premium.
I really like the idea of being able to help um, small business owners,
Hmm.
say single mothers that,
Hmm.
and they're working and they have an income, but
Hmm.
they just, maybe they've had some credit issues in the past that
Hmm.
they're working through.
Hmm.
It's not like, it doesn't sound like you're trying to, it sounds like you're trying to help people that are in a position to accept the help and move
Hmm.
forward, not people that you're just going to put in the door and then your house is going to get messed up, whether or not it gets paid for. That your house is going to get messed up and then you're going to have to find a new tenant to come in.
Hmm.
Um, but people that actually are in a position to move forward and accept the help and grow with the help and have a home of their own to, you know, raise their family in and continue growing their business in and things like that. So
Absolutely.
my heart is definitely, you know, been to educate people, and, you know, for helping them grow their business, helping them with their personal finances, you know, helping them with their accounting issues. So, you know, this is just another tool in the tool belt to put out there to you know, help people in whatever situation that they're currently in, you know, whether they're in a position to become an investor, or, you know, whether it's their experience or their credit or their, you know, money, or, you know, whatever, their time, like you said, or, you know, maybe they're on the other side and they're looking for you know, a place that they can call their own.
Absolutely.
Then, you know, they can reach out to you as well and see how they might be able to work with you through that side of things. Or maybe they're in that position where they're ready to walk away from their home, and, you know, here they are, they've seen this interview and they're like, oh, well, let me reach out to Suzette
There's
because
hope. Yes.
there's hope. Maybe I can get out of this and, you know, find another place of my own and not, you know, lose everything.
Absolutely.
So I'm super excited about what we talked about today. I mean, this has been great. How do people reach you so that they can have these conversations with you? And I will also put the information in the description of the video below.
Absolutely.
I'm still really new to trying to do this whole thing, but I know I can do that part afterwards. So, Suzette, how do they reach you?
Yes, you can reach me by phone at 443-295-3577. And I can also be reached by email, which is suzettegalyean@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, this has been great, Suzette. I really appreciate your time, and you're on location. So, you know, it's being able to do these things is just, you know, mind blowing to me. You know, I'm sitting at my house, Suzette's sitting on location. She's getting some stuff, some personal errands done, but yet we can still get together. We can still, through the, you know, social media and the internet, have these conversations. We used to do a lot of networking together face to face. And now we don't even have to leave our home if we don't want to. And we still get these things done, and we can still share each other's stories and experience and work together. So I love it. And thank you for being my first interview on YouTube.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. It was fun, a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it again.
Yes. Now we're going to have to plan on coming back and talking about the public adjuster program that you do, because that is so phenomenal and it can help so many people. It completely blew our minds, my husband and me, and he was a skeptical person by nature anyway. So, I mean, it was awesome what you guys were able to do for us. So we look forward to doing that interview sometime in the near future.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. It was great. Yes, I love this. So it was so great to see you too.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank everybody for watching. We're glad to have you, whether you watch during or whether you're coming back to watch later. Thank you. And, you know, just reach out. You can always reach out to me. I can get you in contact with Suzette, and I will put her contact information in the description below. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.